Hi there and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. And today, folks, we got a real personal story. If you don't know, I was on July 4th, 2008, I was shot. A United States Marine dropped his 30-30 hunting rifle. He thought he had ejected all the rounds and threw it down. Unbeknownst to him and me and everybody else, there was a bullet in the chamber, and when it hit the ground, the hammer hit the bullet, and the bullet went through my ankle, destroying my tibia, fibia, my ankle, left a big hole in my foot. I'm alive, so it's been 14 years now, I guess, and I had to recover from it, right? So the worst part, and the absolute worst part, is the second surgery I had. When I went to the hospital after getting shot, my foot was just dangling from my leg after the EMT tried to take my shoe off. He pulled my foot away from my ankle and they gave me a shot, knocked me out. And so there's a lot of little stories that are good ones between there from the surgery that actually removed the metal that was holding my foot on and put a rod up in the middle of my foot and connected it to the bone where it wasn't. So there's a rod holding my foot on. It's affixated. My foot doesn't move. My ankle doesn't move. It's just stuck. So I got a limp, but you could hardly tell it because I've had it for so long now. It's easy for me to adjust. But after the second surgery, well, after the first surgery, and you got to understand something, and the reason why I'm telling this is addiction, and just going through something and overcoming it. Obviously, getting shot is a big deal, but one of the things that had happened was I got into a lot of pain pills, and I was in incredible pain. I mean, you got to imagine, I had a hole in my foot that was that big, and I'm not exaggerating. It was a monster, and I could show. I show it on other videos. Just look with anything that says 30-30. Really good on when I take on Johnny Scoville's the 13 million tube of terror. That's a good video anyway, man. That's excruciating pain. But anyway, so after the first surgery, I had a real problem using the bathroom, and that's what opiates do to you. And that's why I had morphine and Dilaudid. Those are opiates, painkillers, and they suck the moisture out of your body, and they cause constipation. It's horrible. The first time it's horrible. It was like 13 days I didn't use the bathroom. When I did, it hurt so bad. I mean, it really hurt. It was really painful, hard. The poop, it was hard as hell. Hard, folks. It's hard to describe it. But going into the second surgery, I kind of expected that. So I was going to do things. I took a bunch of laxatives and things for my stomach, Mylan, Pepto-Bismol stuff that was supposed to induce a poop. Plus they was giving me fiber pills and things that were supposed to do that anyway. But the second surgery, it went fine. But I ended up staying in there a week. You just couldn't. It was unbearable. And I did a lot. You get the pouch and you press the little button every 15 minutes. Man, I was pressing that thing every 3 seconds. And they're like, "Oh, Mr. Jakowski, I was like, hey, what am I supposed to do? I'm about to die over here. It's not normal to have a damn hole in your foot. I mean, what do you want me to do? And I'm not no wuss, man. I mean, I'm not. I could take it, but that would. I mean, there's just sometimes too much is too much. And they're shoving rods in your bones, and there's screws all over the place, and there's stitches and holes, man. I mean, this shit hurt. And I had to take the pills, people. And there's a picture. I don't have it on me. There's a picture where you could see where my foot was in the affixator, and I was really white. And it was that particular day on that picture, my aunt told me, my Aunt Randy, what's up, Randy? told me that she thought maybe I had an addiction problem, and it was that day I quit them. And I used them for other things. And but coming off that surgery, that second surgery, I didn't use the bathroom for like 16 days. And I had tried everything that I knew that would work, and man, I was hurt. My stomach was hurting bad. So I thought of the worst thing that I could think to do, because I've had explosive, I've had salmonella, I got trichinosis from bad pork one time. I've had and just stomach ailments like everybody else. So I was thinking I need to make one of those happen. That would probably help me, right? So it's probably dumb, but I took some eggs and some milk, and I got shot July 4th, and the second surgery was in October, and in North Carolina it was so hot. I left it outside for a long time, and it stunk. It was like 3 eggs in it was in a 44-ounce cup. 3 eggs and filled it up with milk. It was just horrible. But I downed it, goo. And so I'm sitting there, and my stomach went blue. And I gotta explain something to you. I'm a real regular person. 2-3 times a day, first thing in the morning, and just how it is. I've been that way my whole life. So when it's different, I'm concerned, and I'm past concerned. Like, I'm worried, man. Like, I know I got to go to the doctor. I've heard of people this happening to people, and they have to have surgery. They got to go in or shove pipes up your butt to get it out and things, And I know I got to be close to that, because I haven't not eaten in the last 13 days, 14 days, however long. It was a long time. Imagine going 3 times a day, and then all of a sudden you don't go for 13 days, man. I was scared as hell. Did something crazy. Who does that? But I'm trying, folks. I'm trying not to go back to the doctor, because I've already been through enough, and I don't want to go through anything else. And I've just got to take a poop, right? So I had decided when my stomach started to hurt real bad. I mean, real bad. So I was just going to say, whatever I got to do, when I go in that bathroom, I'm going to lock that door, I'm going to hit that fucking fart fan, excuse me. I'm going to hit that fart fan, I'm going to go for it. So I go up in the bathroom, and I was going to actually do this video in the bathroom to put some emphasis on it, but it just follow along with me. I was hurt, man. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I just started sweating. I mean, bad sweating, folks. I mean, horrible sweating. So I took my clothes off. And I'm doubled over like this, and I'm pushing and shit, and ain't nothing happening, and I'm sweating. I mean, I'm pouring sweat. It's hard to describe how bad I'm sweating, folks. I mean, it is, just pouring off of me. And I'm scared, and I get the chills real bad, and then all of a sudden I'd get really hot, and I'd go over there and I start splashing water on my damn face, because the sink was right here, and I just had the water going, and I would reach over and I'd put my wrist over, because I would get, man, it got so hot. But then I would get so cold, and the whole time I'm sweating, folks. I don't never stop sweating. I can't tell you, I think I was in the bathroom almost at like 3 hours. 3 hours in the bathroom. And only the last 2 seconds of it was shitting. I mean, 3 hours of excruciating. I mean, can't imagine it. Just sweating. Well, I looked down, and I'm in my mama's house. I stayed in a shed in the back of my mama's house. They converted it into a little apartment thing. But I'm in the bay, didn't have no bathroom, but I had like in the middle of the night, if I had to use the bathroom, I had one of those little porta potty things. So I'm in the bathroom, and I look down, and I have sweat so much that I've got a puddle of sweat on the floor, like a huge puddle. It's a lot. And this wasn't long into it, and I keep going, and I try to push, and I'm pushing, and I'm trying to get the right angle and shit. You know what I mean? I'm pushing my stomach in with my hands, and it's not working. And then something loosened, something shifted in my whole, like I felt it in my soul. Oh. And I started drinking a bunch of water. And I got this feeling I was going to puke. Now, I didn't have that feeling I was going to puke. But and mind you, I ain't never going to stop sweating. Don't you just keep picturing, when you see me just pushing from my head down, it's pouring. It's all pouring from my head too. Or no, because you can see, because I'm naked. I'm butt naked. I'm butt naked. So anyway, after 3 hours of this, there was actually, you could probably measure the sweat on the floor. It's not a big bathroom. You can measure the sweat, how much sweat was on the floor. And I'll tell you how I know that. Because I'm at the point now, after about the 2 hour mark, I would guess, I was contemplating just going to the doctor. We had to go to the emergency. Something's got to give, because I was starting to panic, because nothing was happening, and I had that movement, but nothing come forth of it. So I started to grab the toilet seat and try to, and that's the worst thing you can do, people, because you could blow your ass out. You get hemorrhoids. You're not supposed to push this shit. You're supposed to fall out. Eat fibrous foods. So, but I'm clogged, man, and I'm pushing, and it's not happening. It hurt. And then I felt it, and it oh God, it hurt. It was so hard. It felt like metal was coming out my ass. Excuse me. And I was like, God, I gotta do something. And I remember I was watching this kid. I had to been 12 or 13 years old. And I remember, it's amazing what you remember at certain times. But I remember that he had constipation. He was like less than 2 years old. And his mom took him, his mama came home, and this is what she did. Now, I ain't never seen this shit before. She took some Vaseline and put it around his butt and used a spoon and dug it out. I swear to God, it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. So I'm willing to try it. I mean, I'm willing to try it. Whatever I got to do, I'm willing to try it. So, and I'm just keeping it real with you, man. So I spread my legs on the toilet bowl, and I reached down, and I went to grab my, where my butt is, and I felt it. It was already hanging out a little, but I didn't really even know it. But just right there, like turtle headed, it was hard as shit. I was like, oh no. Like it was so hard, I don't even think a spoon would have got it. But it was you could tell it was big. It was like it was like a little bit, but you could tell it was bigger. And I was like, oh shit. So I went and grabbed some Vaseline, because my mom got the hookup. She had everything around there, and this is the place where I got changed. So all my saline solution, all my wraps, all my everything that I needed to self-care was here. So I took some Vaseline, stuck it all in my butt. I mean, just as far as I could get it, and I could feel it. It went only about this far, people. I didn't have no damn, you know what I mean? But I coated it, because I'm gonna go for it, man. I mean, something's got to give, but I haven't really pushed it all I got, because I understand the hemorrhoid aspect of the thing. I really don't want to do that, but I know something's gonna have to give. They're gonna have to go up in there to get it. They're not gonna go through this stuff. They're gonna go up there and get it. They can stretch your butt all the way to hell out. And I really want to have to go through that, so I'm gonna try it. So I got the damn Vaseline in there. And and it's amazing how a lot of different times that I'll do something that's way off the norm that ends up working out for me. And this is about to happen, because I don't know why I did it. But after about 5 or 6 pools, about 3 hours of this, and having the floor is covered in sweat, totally covered in sweat. I don't have a dry side. My ass is slipping on the toilet bowl. I got, there's Vaseline. I'm trying to wash my hands. Just a lot going on. But now at the very end, I thought I was gonna die. Because I started cramping. I had literally sweat so much I dehydrated myself, and I'm already dehydrated. I'm in a bad state, folks. I mean, I'm fucking hurting, And man, I grabbed that toilet bowl and I gotta go, and I remember freaking out. Come on! And there was nobody there, man. So I mean, I got to make this happen. And what I ain't told you is I've got that metal. I know I just had that second surgery, so I have a cast. I have a cast on that has a window where the gunshot wound was, an open window, because the wound didn't heal. And so they can't close it all the way, so they had to have the window open. Now I have a cast on, and I'm doing all this damn commotion, and I'm about to die. I think I'm going to die. But I grabbed that toilet seat, and this is the last push. And I said, I'm going to do it. And I felt it. And when it started to come, because it hurt so bad. I mean, it was instantaneous. Like my asshole just went boonk. And and I jumped. I jumped off the damn toilet with my good leg, with my bad leg up in the air, off the toilet, and woo, goodbye. Landed on my face. This is how I know there was sweat on the ground. Because it splashed. When I hit the damn floor, it splashed. And I'm hurt, and I turn around and I'm looking. When I landed facing the toilet bowl. I swear to God, on everything I've ever loved in my whole damn life. I want you to think about this now. I was looking at the toilet paper from ground level. It's the toilet paper, the toilet bowl from ground level. If you ever drop the perfect turd down the toilet, it sticks up above the water, right? And you be like, oh, look, damn, this turd shot up above the water. People, above the toilet rim. I want you to think about that now. You look, we all looked down the toilet before. It was about this fucking high, about this high off the toilet seat. I saw the turd laying on the floor. I felt empty inside. I felt brand new. It was almost instantaneous relief. Now it's like nasty because I'm in a puddle of my own sweat. And my ass hurts. I have ripped it. I have blown the O-ring. Oh, Lord Jesus. It hurts. When I went to wipe, it just like 2 spots of blood. Straight up. And I wish I did YouTube then. You wouldn't believe it. It would have been the most amazing video. The biggest turd on earth. It's 6 inches above the toilet bowl seat. I got up and I had hit my cast on the ground. It hurt, man. God, it hurt. It was just like revibrating all throughout my body. The sweat stopped instantaneous. I actually felt instantly better. Like everything that I had prior to, damn near dying, I was just instantly better. So I go over and I look at the damn toilet bowl and it's amazing. Because it looks like a missile. I mean, and I ain't gonna bullshit. It went perfectly down in the damn toilet. Listen folks, I had to go get it straight up. You couldn't flush it. It clogged the toilet. It clogged the hole. It couldn't even no water get down. I didn't even try to flush it because I know it wouldn't, because it was perfect and it was so probably about the biggest around. It was about that big around. So about 2 inches. It was amazing. 2.5 maybe. It was in the middle, and it was like a lava lamp, but not so exaggerated. Well, I mean, but straight up. Straight up. I literally had it because I had a bunch of gloves. Everybody that cleaned my wound had to wear gloves. I had it, and me too. I put some gloves on, and I just broke. I picked it up out of probably weighed 10 pounds. I lost 10 pounds in 10 seconds, and broke it. And it was hard as hell. There wasn't a solid. It was like a mortar round. Solid. Hard as hell. If you don't know, a poop's supposed to be like a soft log. You're doing good for your body. You got soft logs coming at you. That's a good poop. This is not. Diarrhea, that's not. This was horrible, folks. It was unimaginable. I will never go through that again. I will be drinking. And that's not what reality is. Because I tried to beat this before and it didn't. And it's the opiates that got me. And I tell you, I was doing like 60 milligrams of Oxycontin with another 60 milligrams of what do you call that, Percocets, and they would give me some other things like lower tabs or Vicodin, you know, and for the most part, I didn't really abuse them. It was such a high dose that it just didn't matter. I mean, it was taxing, and I did when I had to get off and they tried to wing me. You know, they started me out at like 60s and 40s, 20s, 10s, 5s, and then some generic stuff. It's horrible, folks. Man, I hope my face ain't all that bright, but I ain't doing the story again. And look, that's the story for today. I got some really good stuff coming up. If you haven't seen, I do a lot. I have probably what I'm gonna ask you to judge one of the best coral collections. And so for the next 100 days, I think today is July 20th. So for the next 100 days, I'll be showing things that I found on the beach. Here's a small example. It's a pretty cool piece of coral. Some brain coral. Just a bunch of cool little all different sizes. Watch them disappear for 2 seconds. Ready? 1, 2. This is one of the coolest things I've ever found. This is a whole set of worms. Tell me that don't look like the mask of that one character. Can you really see? So all this, I found it just like this. They look like noodles. And if you'll see, like right there, oh man, it's got sand just fall. You see there's all kind of little conchs and other seashells. Look at how cool that is. Man, do you see that sand just falling on her? Couldn't believe people passed this up. Yeah. Well, look, that's the story for today, folks. Hit that like button if you can. Subscribe if you haven't. Share if possible. Until then, y'all have a good day and stay safe. Peace.